welcome back to my YouTube channel, Silhouette of Beauty. I hope you guys are doing amazing. So I'm back with an update slash testimony following on from the last video that I posted, my opening results day reaction video. I don't even know how to do this video. I feel like this video is very much going to be from the heart. So I'm going to take it back to GCSEs. So in my GCSEs I got 3 A's, 2 B's and 2 C's, and I got a C in maths and I got a C in science. So at the beginning of year 11 it was laid on my heart that I should apply to this school. I just felt a strong leading to go to this school. So this is my sixth form that I currently went to. So I applied. I only applied for one sixth form, which was the sixth form that I went to, and I only went to one open day evening, which was the sixth form that I went to. So when I went, I managed to actually find favour with the head of sixth form at the time. He no longer works there, and I heard him speak and I just knew that he was from Zim. So I asked him are you from Zim? And then he starts speaking to me in dialect. So I was like, oh, okay, raw, and from there we spoke and we had a really good conversation. So he was like, here, you definitely have to come to the school. I'm gonna be expecting to see your application. So I already liked the school, from what I could see, from what I could tell. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna apply here. Bearing in mind, this is the only school that I've went to see. This is the only school that I've applied for to go to sixth form. And now fast forward results day, I haven't got the grades to do psychology. So I told you guys I managed to get 3 A stars, 2 B's, 2 C's, but in order to do psychology you needed to have gotten a 6 in maths and a 6 in science to get onto the course. So I was so gutted because you guys know that I love psychology. I'm even going to study at uni at degree level. I love psychology. So I was like, okay. So I said, you know what, I got an A star in English literature, let me just pick English literature. So I picked it, and then there was a clash. So on the second day of school, I received a notice saying that I need to change my subjects because basically, I don't know, there was a clash with my timetable, and basically I had to change my subject. So at first everything was fine, and then I had to change my subject. So you had to, the way that it was going to work for everything to be in harmony, in terms of my timetable and all the lessons not clashing, I had to pick a subject from block 1. So I'm looking, I'm seeing econ, I'm seeing art, I'm seeing these other things that it's just not a bit of me. And then I see psychology. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, okay, I see what you're doing, God, I see. So I now go into the sixth form office and I'm speaking to the head of sixth form, so the Zim teacher that I'd met on the open evening, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to leave the school because I'm not allowed to do psychology here and these subjects are not a bit of me. He was like, not economics, you don't like economics, you can't do that. I was like, no. He was like, what about art? I was like, no. He was like, graphic design, technology. I was like, sir, no. No. So he was like, okay, if I can get you to study psychology, will you stay at the school? I said 100%. So he now speaks to the psychology teacher and the head of psychology at the time, Miss Fontaine, that you guys know about, and she says I can study it, but I have to get a C on the first paper. If I don't, then I'm out. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I was working hard. I managed to get a C. Back then, my mindset in terms of my education and my academics and stuff, I've always been hardworking, but I don't know, I didn't have an urgency to display excellence in everything that I did, if that makes sense. So I was so gassed. Obviously I'll put a video here because I was so happy at the beginning of the year when I got a C on my first psychology test. Walking to the class now, she's giving up the test. Tell me how I got a C, and I thought I would fail. And that just shows that my mindset, not that a C is bad, but I just want to really highlight and emphasize the growth of my standards and my the growth in my mentality over my sixth form journey. Miss Fontaine is pushing us, and then they got to a time where she'll be like, no one's allowed to get under a C in this class, and then she upped it up, I think, to a B, or she might, I don't know, I can't remember, but I definitely remember the C thing, like no one is meant to get lower than a C. Like she had very, very high standards with us, and she would always, like, when she taught us, she built an esteem in us. She'll be like, guys, like there's no reason why you cannot get an A star. Like you guys don't have to settle for lower grades, you don't have to settle for average grades, like all, like, yeah. So then in her room there was this quote that like really captured my mind, and it says, our greatest fear isn't that we're inadequate, but our greatest fear is that we're actually powerful beyond measure. And that was 100% me. These times, like, my goal was to get CCC. Like walking into A levels, I had the mentality that I want to achieve CCC. Like that is enough for me. Again, I'm not saying a C is bad, I just want to highlight the growth in my mentality and my standards for myself. So my goal at the end of sixth form was to get CCC. Also, like, I had people around me, so like my friend Susan, we did the exact same subjects, like exact same, and we were in the same classes for everything we did. Like, yeah, so she would always, like, even just little tests, I'll be like, oh, like, what do you want to get, like, what are you aiming to get? She'll be like, an A star. So no, sorry, I only want to get a C, like that's my aim, that's my goal. Like, no man, like come on man. Like, so when my teacher said to me, I don't expect anything less than an A star for you, I'm not gonna lie, I felt the pressure, but I also felt the challenge to believe in myself, the challenge to go against the norm, go against average, and actually, you know, prove that wrong. Because my issue was doubt. I didn't actually believe that I could get these grades. I didn't actually believe that it was possible for me to get an A star in psychology, and I felt insecure because I'm walking in, like, I'm not even qualified to be on this course. Everyone here has probably got like A stars or B's or A's in their GCSEs. Like, I felt very insecure in terms of my academic ability to even achieve high grades. So I made the decision to prove that wrong. I said, you know what, I'm gonna set a crazy goal, and if I find videos, by the way, I'm gonna like insert it. But throughout the year, like, I told myself, I made a very crazy goal, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try and get AAA, like, just to prove myself wrong, and I said it. So in 2018, I actually wrote this down, and my goal was to get an A in psychology, an A in sociology, and an A in philosophy and ethics at the end of the year 12 year. And I did not want to reset it, and my goal was to work hard and to be motivated to achieve higher. And this has come to pass. I've done this. To me, that was impossible, like impossible. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna match my goal with a work ethic that will help me achieve my goal, and I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna see if I can actually get these grades. So it now comes to the end of year exams that we do. So if you don't do well, like if you don't pass, basically, that, like, you have to redo the year, and I didn't want to redo. And I've managed to get A star, A, and I was like, what? Like, I was so shocked because I never thought it was possible, like, to do it. So then I set a goal for myself for the next year. I said, no, in your actual A levels, you're gonna get A star, A. I wrote down that I want to get an A star, A in psychology, sociology, and philosophy and ethics. I also had this in front of my desk where I'd sometimes revise to encourage me whenever I wanted to give up. Literally my goal, I saw my goal every single day when I'd wake up, I'd see A star, A, like, this is what you want to achieve. I also changed my home screen to keep me motivated and to remind myself of the goals I'm trying to achieve. So I continued with that mentality that, you know what, I'm starting to believe in myself a bit more. I really did not like philosophy and ethics. With ethics in particular, it just gave me so much headache because I don't know why, but I would get an E, I would get a B. Like, I'll do, like, literally all the time. The only grades that I ever got consistently throughout the year was E's and B's. But the E's, my family don't know about because I never told them. But yeah, I would get E's, B's, I don't even know, like, it would make more sense if it was BC, or AB, but BE, I don't even understand that, but I kept on getting those grades. So now I've walked into year 13, and year 13, hands down, was the most stressful, overwhelming, intense season of my life that I have ever in my life experienced. Like, it was so intense. Like, I don't even know mentally, like looking back, like mentally, I don't know how I was functioning because I was under so much pressure, like so much work to do. And I do all essay-based subjects, so it was just, my head was breaking. It was a thing where like I was actually like weekly crying because it was so intense, and I'm so tired because I'm waking up to go to school. I get to school at 6:30 or 7 o'clock on a really bad day, 7:30. Well, I'm not gonna talk about that. Yeah, and I would like come home late because I'm at the library. Like, it was so intense. Then in my December mock year, I got A star, A star, C. I messed up with philosophy and ethics. I can't remember what happened, but yeah, like I messed up. So I was like, okay, cool. But then because of how hard I was working and the overtime I was doing, so like running, like sleep deprived basically, and also under all of that mental pressure, like mental pressure to do my friends proud, to do my family proud, to do myself proud, to get into my uni, like my dream uni and stuff, like it was immense. I burnt out. And I think for the whole of January, I don't know if I'm dragging it, but for the whole of January, like my work ethic wasn't the same. Like, I was still working, but where I was revising for like 6 hours, it dropped to maybe like 3. I just couldn't. And some days of the week, I was not revising at all. Not because I didn't want to, not because I didn't need to, but because I physically couldn't bring myself to it. And it's like my brain cells were exhausted. Like, I burnt out, and even when I sat in the library, I would have to go home because I'm not learning anything. I'm not revising. Like, nothing's going. So that was so annoying. And I had mocks in March. See, this is, God, it's so good. Had mocks in March, and I only bounced back from my burnout, I think 2 weeks before my March mocks. All of my philosophy and ethics mocks, I did them at school. Like, I managed to like do that at school before like coronavirus happened, and I got an A, and I was like, okay, God, it makes sense. I see what you're doing. Psychology and sociology, I did those mocks as well, and I got 2 A stars I got an A star in them. Now, fast forward to 2 days ago or 3 days ago when this comes out, I opened my paper. By the way, my predicted grades, I forgot to say, my predicted grades were 2 A stars and an A, right? So I opened my paper, and I saw AAB. I said, it doesn't make sense. This is not adding up. I'm appealing right now, right? So I'm just praying. And even though in that video, like, I didn't say it and I didn't show it, but I didn't record it, but after like I was walking home, I was just thanking God. I was just like, Lord, I thank you because you're good. I thank you that even though my grades have changed, you don't change. And my friend FaceTimed me on that day and was just encouraging me with the word of God, and told me that, you know, the psalmist in the book of Psalms would say, I've been young and I've been old, but I've never seen the righteous forsaken. So I was praying. I said, God, like, let me be able to testify to this scripture. Like, God, I know that you're good. I know that you can hear me right now, even as I'm speaking. God, I know that, you know, you hear praise, you answer praise. I know that you did not cause me to have such a work ethic that was dedicated to excellence, that was dedicated to displaying diligence and carrying myself with diligence in my academics. I know you didn't place that in me. I know you didn't allow my mindset to shift and grow to believe that I could get an A star for me to have a B at the end of it. Like, God, it didn't make sense. Like, I was actually going to settle, and I was thinking, okay, maybe it's the will of God, because after they announced that exam won't take place, I was like, God, like, I don't want to doubt, like, I don't want to get a grade and think I don't deserve that grade, or if I sat the exam I wouldn't do that. So Lord, whatever I was going to get in the real thing, let me get it. If I was going to get CCC, let me get CCC. If I was going to get 3 A stars, let me get 3 A stars. Whatever I would have got if I sat that exam, allow me please to get those results. So when I saw the B, I was thinking, oh wow, God, so what? Like I was gonna get a B in psychology when I've been getting A stars. Like I was praying, I said, God, let there be a turnaround. Like I need to turn around. Like God, like let justice be served. Like let justice be served. I want to be able to testify that the righteous have never been forsaken in this particular circumstance. So guys, my school emailed me today at 12 something, and they said, these are now your results. I opened the paper. I see A star, A star, A. I see A star, A star, A. I see A star, A star, A. And that A was in philosophy and ethics. The 2 A stars were in psychology and sociology. And like, I just want to thank God because it hasn't been easy. Like it's been tough, like staying up, putting in the work, waking up in the morning to go to school, to revise, to go the extra mile, having that constant battle in my mind that like, can I get these grades, can I not get these grades, like having to battle with doubt. Like doubt is telling me, Tabby, you will never achieve an A star, or you can't achieve an A star, and still choosing to believe that I can and pushing myself to work hard so that I can prove doubt wrong. Like it wasn't easy, because I wasn't always like this. People look at me and think you've always been hardworking, or you've always been an A star student, like I've always had this work ethic. But no, I became an A star student. And one thing that my mentor Hayley Melinda actually said to us is that excellence is a journey. I started off getting C's. The first test that I ever got in psychology was a C, and I was so happy with that. And at the beginning of the year, I only believed that I was capable of achieving C's, but seeing my mindset develop and shift, seeing my work ethic elevate to the next level, and ending up getting A stars, like that just shows that excellence is a journey. Like no, I didn't start off an A star student, but I definitely did finish as one. No, I didn't start having a work ethic that was dedicated to excellence, that was dedicated to diligence in one's studies, but I finished with that work ethic. You might not start, you know, pretty, you might not start with the grades that you want, you may not start with the mindset and the work ethic that you want or that you need to get those grades, but if you stay committed to being consistent in your studies, you will see that growth, you will see that shift, you will see that elevation in your life. Just really want to thank God, because the student that has finished her A-levels was not the student that walked in when she started. Like I barely got on the course, like I wasn't even qualified to do psychology. So yeah, I'm just happy that I've now got the grades that I worked for, that I deserve, that I can see the tangible fruit of my hard work and effort, that I can see the fruit of God doing a work in me, and God shifting my perspective, and God placing people. Because if I had never connected with the head of sixth form before and found favor with him, like I wouldn't even be allowed, like I wouldn't, do you get, like this could have been a whole different story. Like he's the reason that I was even allowed to study psychology. Like if he did not speak to Miss Fontaine, because on results day Miss Fontaine said no to me, like she said no, like I forgot, I should have said that at the beginning, like Miss Fontaine said no. Like we asked her on results day, she said no. I made it, I finished A-levels. I'm going to now study a degree in psychology at the University of Birmingham. Thank you for just supporting me, showing me love, and just, yeah. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you like this. Please share it. And yeah, bye guys.